If you have a debit card, credit card, or a bank account, you need to know about this right now.
Far-reaching mail theft case affecting about 900 people in 4 Bay Area counties. Right now, Pasco County investigators are trying to figure out how much damage these suspected thieves can be blamed for.
Your mailbox sits unguarded for hours every single day, and right now, thieves are watching it. In 2024, postal theft complaints jumped 300% nationwide, and most victims didn't know until their bank accounts were already empty. Today, we're exposing 8 mail theft scams hitting America right now, and the warning signs most people never notice until it's too late. Coming in at number 8, the change of address mail hijack. You check your mail, nothing there. Again, you figure it's just a slow week. It isn't. Someone filed a change of address form with your name and signature, and now every piece of your mail is being rerouted to an address you've never heard of. Bank statements, tax documents, credit card offers, social security notifications, all of it disappearing into someone else's hands while you stand at your empty mailbox wondering what went wrong. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service confirmed that over 27,000 fraudulent change of address requests were filed last year alone. Scammers only need your name and old address to submit the form online. No verification, no callback, no email confirmation, just silence as your financial life gets redirected to a stranger. And here's what most people don't realize: you won't get a confirmation notice. The yellow forwarding card the post office promises to send, it goes to the new fraudulent address, not yours. So you'll never know your mail was hijacked until a collections agency calls about a credit card you never opened. Victims reported going weeks without mail before they noticed something was wrong. By then, thieves had already stolen bank details, opened accounts, and maxed out credit lines using documents that should have been protected. So here's the fix that actually works. Set up informed delivery through USPS.gov. It emails you scanned images of every piece of mail headed to your address every single morning. If mail stops showing up in your scan, you'll know within 24 hours, not weeks later. But that only protects you from what's supposed to arrive. The next scam targets what's already sitting in your box. At number 7, here's one most people still think is impossible: check washing from mailboxes. You drop a rent check in your mailbox, red flag up. You assume it's safe because it's the U.S. mail. It's not. Thieves walk by, flip open the box, and pull out every envelope that looks like it might contain a check. Then they use acetone or nail polish remover to erase the payee name and the amount, but your signature stays perfectly intact. They rewrite it to themselves, cash it, and your bank never questions it because the signature matches. According to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, check fraud losses hit $815 million in 2023. Over half involved checks stolen directly from mailboxes or blue USPS collection boxes. Investigators say the chemicals scammers use are available at any drugstore. And here's the part that destroys victims: your bank will not refund you automatically. They'll argue you were negligent for mailing a check instead of using a secure method. Some victims fought for months just to recover their own money. One woman in Ohio mailed a $1,200 check for her mortgage. A thief washed it and rewrote it for $8,000. Her bank honored the fraudulent check and drained her account into overdraft. She didn't find out until her mortgage company called asking where her payment was. By the time she proved the fraud, she'd already been hit with late fees and a credit report ding. That feeling of being blamed for someone else's crime? It's what makes this scam so devastating. So here's the one move that protects you. Never leave outgoing mail in your mailbox overnight. If you must mail a check, take it directly to the post office and hand it to a clerk. Or switch to digital payments that can't be intercepted. Has this ever happened to you at a gas station or mailbox? Drop your story below. But mail theft isn't just about checks anymore. The next scam doesn't even need anything valuable inside your mail. Sliding in at number 6, the fake bank fraud letter scam. You open your mailbox. There's an envelope with your bank's logo, official looking, urgent. The letter says suspicious activity was detected on your account. There's a toll-free number printed right there on the page. You dial it without thinking. The person who answers sounds calm, professional, and asks you to verify your account number, social security number, and mother's maiden name to protect your account. You give it, and that's when everything falls apart. The letter wasn't from your bank. The number connects directly to scammers, and now they have everything they need to drain your account, open new credit lines, and steal your identity. The Federal Trade Commission reported that over 62,000 Americans lost money to fake banking correspondence last year. The average loss per victim was $1,400. Many didn't realize the letter was fake until charges started appearing days later. And here's the betrayal nobody talks about. These letters use real bank logos, real formatting, even real addresses pulled from your actual mail. Scammers steal one piece of legitimate correspondence from your mailbox, scan it, and recreate it perfectly, so it looks identical to the letters your bank actually sent. One victim in Texas received a fraud alert letter that looked exactly like his Wells Fargo statements. Same font, same envelope. He called the number, confirmed his details, and 2 days later his savings account was emptied. When he called his real bank, they told him they never sent that letter, and because he voluntarily gave out his information, the bank refused to cover the loss. That's the trap. You think you're protecting yourself, but you're actually handing over the keys. So here's the rule that keeps you safe. Never call a phone number printed on a letter, even if it looks official. Always call the number on the back of your bank card or go directly to the bank's website. If the alert is real, they'll have it on file. And if you think that's manipulative, the next scam combines mail theft with your phone. Want to stay ahead of new scams before they hit your mailbox or your bank account? Subscribe now so you don't miss the next warning. These scams spread faster than most people realize. At number 5, we've got the USPS delivery problem text, and this one hits your phone and your mailbox at the same time. You get a text. It says, "There's a delivery issue with a package addressed to your home." Sounds normal. Then it asks you to click a link to reschedule or confirm your address. You click. The site looks exactly like USPS.com, same logo, same colors, same tracking format. It asks for your name, address, and then your payment info to cover a small redelivery fee, just $2.99. You enter it, and within minutes, scammers have your card details, home address, and full name, everything they need to intercept your real mail and empty your account. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service confirmed that fake USPS phishing scams increased 400% in the past year. Over 9 million Americans clicked on fraudulent delivery notifications. Many didn't realize it was a scam until unauthorized charges appeared. And here's the nightmare twist. Scammers don't just steal your card. They use the information you entered to file fraudulent change of address forms or redirect packages. So your actual mail stops arriving and you assume USPS made a mistake. Meanwhile, thieves are already intercepting bank statements, tax refunds, and credit offers at the new address. One victim in Florida clicked a fake USPS link after waiting on a package from Amazon. She entered her card info to pay the redelivery fee. 2 days later, her checking account showed $3,400 in fraudulent purchases. Worse, her mail stopped arriving entirely. When she filed a complaint with USPS, she learned someone had rerouted all her mail to an address 3 states away using the details she gave on the fake website. That violation of trust, the idea that even trying to help yourself backfires, is what makes this scam so insidious. So here's what protects you. USPS will never text you asking for payment or personal details. If you get a delivery notification, do not click the link. Open the official USPS app or go directly to USPS.com and track your package manually. Do you think these scams are getting more convincing, or are people just not paying attention anymore? Let me know below. But while fake texts flood your phone, the next scam is already sitting in your mailbox waiting to destroy your credit. Coming in at number 4, stolen pre-approved credit offers. You toss the junk mail. Pre-approved credit card offers, store financing deals, you've seen 100 of them, but you don't realize one went missing. Someone pulled it from your mailbox before you ever saw it. They filled it out using your name and address, signed it with a forged signature, and within days, a new credit card is issued in your name, sent to a different address they control. You'll never see the card, you'll never see the bill, but you will see the debt. Experian reported that stolen pre-approved offers are now the 3rd most common source of new account fraud in the U.S. Over $3.2 billion was charged on fraudulently opened accounts last year, and most victims didn't find out until they applied for a mortgage or car loan and saw their credit score had been destroyed. Here's the cruelty of it. By the time you discover the fraud, the account is already months delinquent. Late fees, interest, collections, all hitting your credit report while you had no idea the account even existed. Your credit score tanks, your loan applications get denied, and you're forced to prove you're innocent of charges you never made. One woman in Arizona found out she had a Macy's card with a $4,700 balance only when a collections agency sued her. She'd never shopped at Macy's, never received a statement, never even knew the card existed. The thieves had stolen a pre-approval offer from her mailbox, opened the account, maxed it out buying electronics and gift cards, and let it default. It took her 18 months and a lawyer to prove she wasn't responsible. Her credit score dropped 150 points. That's the hidden damage. You lose creditworthiness for years because of something you never touched. So here's the move that stops it. Opt out of pre-approved credit offers by visiting optoutprescreen.com or calling 1-888-567-8688. It's free and permanent. Once you're off the list, lenders stop mailing those offers entirely. And this next scam doesn't steal your credit, it steals something even more critical. At number 3, here's one that hits the most vulnerable, mail-based IRS or Medicare threats. You open an official-looking letter. It says your Medicare benefits will be suspended unless you call immediately to verify your information. Or it claims the IRS is auditing you and you owe back taxes. There's a phone number, a case number, a deadline. It looks real because scammers copied the exact format the IRS and Medicare actually use. Same fonts, same warnings, same envelope style. So you call the number, terrified of losing health care or facing tax penalties. The person on the other end asks for your social security number, your Medicare ID, your bank account for payment, and you give it. The AARP Fraud Watch Network reported that over 1.4 million seniors received fake Medicare or IRS letters last year. Total losses exceeded $600 million. The scammers specifically target people over 65 because they're more likely to trust official-looking mail and fear losing benefits. And here's the part that makes this scam so devastating. It preys on fear of government consequences. Victims believe if they don't comply, they'll lose health care, face arrest, or get audited. So they hand over everything without questioning it. One man in Pennsylvania received a letter claiming his Medicare would be canceled in 72 hours unless he verified his banking information to continue automatic payments. He called the number, provided his checking account and routing number, and authorized what he thought was a verification hold. Scammers drained $11,000 from his account overnight. When he called Medicare directly, they confirmed they never sent that letter and never asked for bank details by mail. That mix of panic and betrayal? It's what keeps people from reporting these scams. They feel ashamed for falling for it. So here's the truth that protects you. The IRS and Medicare will never threaten you by mail with immediate consequences or ask you to call a number to verify financial information. If you receive a letter like this, call the official IRS helpline or Medicare directly using the number on Medicare.gov, not the number on the letter. Ever notice how these letters always include a deadline? That's not an accident, it's manipulation. And the next scam takes that urgency even further. Sliding in at number 2, utility shutoff notices from stolen mail data. You answer your phone. The caller ID says it's your electric company. They say your account is past due and your power will be shut off in 2 hours unless you pay immediately over the phone. They already have your account number, your address, your last payment date. It all sounds real, so you pay. You use a debit card or wire transfer because they say it's the only way to stop the shutoff. The payment goes through, but your lights never go out because your bill was never overdue. The scammer stole your account details from a utility bill they pulled from your mailbox weeks ago. The Federal Trade Commission confirmed that utility impersonation scams increased 250% in 2023. Scammers specifically target homes where they've already intercepted mail because it gives them real account numbers and payment history, details that make the scam nearly impossible to detect. And here's what destroys people: you can't get that money back. Wire transfers and prepaid debit cards are untraceable. Once the scammer has it, it's gone. Your bank won't reverse it. Your utility company won't reimburse you. You're just out hundreds or thousands of dollars. One family in Michigan got a call threatening to disconnect their gas in the middle of winter. The caller knew their exact account balance and said a missed payment from 2 months ago triggered an automatic shutoff. Panicked and terrified their heat would go out overnight with 2 young kids in the house, they wired $850 immediately. When they called their actual gas company the next day to confirm the payment, they learned their account had never been delinquent. The scammer had stolen an old bill from their mailbox and used it to create a perfect impersonation. That feeling of being powerless, of doing everything right and still losing, is the real cost. So here's the rule. Never make a payment over the phone to someone who calls you claiming to be a utility company. Hang up and call the official number on your actual bill or the company's website. If it's real, they'll have a record of it. But this next scam is the one that ends with total account takeover. And at number 1, the bank account takeover via mail theft. This is the nightmare scenario. This is where everything comes together. A thief steals your bank statement from your mailbox. Inside, they find your account number, routing number, recent transactions, and your full legal name. Then they call your bank pretending to be you. They say they lost their debit card and need to reset their password and security questions. The bank asks for verification. Date of birth? They got it from your stolen tax documents. Mother's maiden name? They found it on a credit monitoring offer. Last 4 of your social security? It was on your insurance letter. They pass every security question using information stolen directly from your mail. Within 24 hours, they've locked you out of your own account. Change the password, change the email, change the phone number, and by the time you realize something's wrong, your balance is 0. The American Bankers Association reported that account takeover fraud cost U.S. consumers over $11 billion in 2023. And the single most common entry point? Stolen mail combined with phone-based social engineering. And here's the betrayal that breaks people. Your bank will tell you that because the scammer answered the security questions correctly, the transactions were authorized. So you're responsible. Some banks refuse to refund a single dollar because their system shows you verified the changes. One woman in Nevada had her entire savings wiped out this way. A thief stole 3 pieces of mail over 2 weeks, a bank statement, a credit card offer, and a medical bill. Using those details, they called her bank, reset the password, transferred $22,000 to an external account, and closed her savings. When she went to the bank in person, they told her the system showed she authorized it. It took a police report, a fraud affidavit, and 6 weeks of fighting before she got any money back. And even then, the bank only refunded 60%. That's the ultimate violation. Your money, your security, gone. So here's what stops it. Secure your mailbox with a lock. Sign up for paperless statements. Freeze your credit. And never assume your mail is safe just because it's at your own home. Because the people stealing it are betting you won't notice until it's too late. These scams are spreading faster than anyone realizes, and the next one happens in places you trust most: your bank, your phone, and your front door. In our next video, we expose how a single text message can drain your account in under 5 minutes. Don't miss it. Subscribe now and learn how to spot the tricks before they hit your wallet.